Hey, Tiffany, how are
Yes,
you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Dr. Watkins?
Oh, I'm just doing great. I wanted to call you because I was so impressed, really astonished by your sharing the other day on our Coach Training Network about the change in you. Of course, I've seen a lot myself because you you were going through the coach training in Lexington, and I really saw quite a change. But I did want to ask you a few questions to interview you because I think you have a very powerful story to tell. And so I'd just like to ask you a few questions. One is, what was life like when you were little, when you were young, uh, that seemed to contribute to the problems you had later?
Well, growing up, I can say that we were in a loving family, but my dad battled a lot with his addictions to drugs and alcohol, and it played an important factor later on in life for me because I realized that was something I had to battle with also. So that was a part of my childhood that was good and bad, my dad's addiction.
How about your relationship with your mother?
We had a wonderful relationship with both of our parents. My mom had to be the rock of the family, the foundation for us, and we were always close. But at times, as I got older, I realized that she was also going through the motions, but had to maintain, her sanity to be a mom and a wife. So, yeah.
Yeah, goodness. Well, share a little bit about your dad. Was he uh, uh, a nurturing person? Was he, what kind of person was he?
Oh, absolutely. My dad was amazing. I think that's the oxymoron part of it is that he was such a wonderful, loving, caring father, but he battled so much with his own demons that at times, it could be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And I, I think that, he wanted to be the best he could be all the time, but like I said, it's just something that he had to go through. But he was always there for us, funny, loving, kind, thoughtful, nurturing. He just can control that side of him.
What do you think, Tiffany, you didn't get from your father that you needed, you desperately needed?
Well, at times I felt we were abandoned, and I wanted to have that sense of stability. And I felt like because he battled with his addictions, it took him away from the home a lot. The days he'd be gone, or there'd be months that they're separated, and there'd be times where you just kind of needed him to just be there. Because, like I said before, he was always loving and caring and thoughtful, so we didn't necessarily need him to always be active with us, but just to be present sometimes was what we were needing, what I needed from him. And that feeling of abandonment, I just wish that he could have been there more.
Yes. So you really did have a sense of abandonment, it sounds like, with him, even though he was wonderful when he was wonderful. A sense of not belonging, abandonment. Well, how did that affect your life as you entered your early teens, during your teen years?
Well, it affected me because I wanted to fit in with everybody. I wanted people to like me. That's why I went out for cheerleading. I tried to stay active. I made friends easily, and it was just something that you're lacking, but you kind of overcompensate in other areas because you know that there's something missing. But I couldn't really put a finger on it when I was younger, like, why do I have to feel like I have to look like someone else or dress like them or be in this club? So it was a feeling of just kind of like overachieving for me when I was younger.
Yeah, I can identify with that because I spent years trying to be what other people wanted me to be, and got involved in alcohol and some drugs and what have you. What about you? Did you find that in order to belong, at least trying to belong, that this affected you in a very negative way?
Oh, absolutely. Going from college cheerleader to like an avid weed smoker, that's definitely a big change. That's definitely out of character for what I believed, when I was growing up and stuff. So yes, that was definitely a big change for me, and it was very destructive and negative. And oh man, it affected me in every area of my life. I started to just kind of self-sabotage myself.
Yeah. So it affected about every area of your life, really. What area do you think it affected you most?
My relationship um, with guys was very negative because I felt like I had to use my body for them to like me or for them to accept me, and I think that stemmed from my relationship with my dad.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it, how it relates back to your perceived abandonment from your dad, even though he had his own problems. But share with me a little bit about when you started coming to our coaching groups on Monday night, uh, the coach training. I remember at one time you were really in despair where you just didn't know whether you wanted to live any longer. Could you share a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. As you can see, that those cycles that I was going through were still prevalent and at times still flaring up in my life, and I wanted to just give up. But the therapy, the Monday night classes, that was a lifesaver for me. It really gave me a sense of peace, a sense of comfort, support. I was surrounded by people that loved me, that wanted to hear my story, that wanted to help me get through what I was going through. And I was just so tired of being tired. I was so just worn out with what my mind was telling me, what my thoughts were, being portrayed. But coming to my Monday night classes really helped transform my life, helped transform my thoughts and my actions. And, oh, it's just done wonders. I can just see a bigger difference from where I was then and where I'm at now.
Wow, that is so exciting. That group, the love, the nurturing, the compassion, the caring, and the nurturing that you got from them really brought so much healing to you and so much growth, um, which you needed. You needed that so much in your life. And it's an amazing story, really, Tiffany, because then you began to attend our training sessions that we have by telephone on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And did they seem to, those meetings, did they seem to help you as well?
Absolutely, Dr. Watkins. The thing with going to the classes and coming on the conference calls on Mondays and Wednesdays is therapeutic, and it's something that is ongoing. So I never want to stop or disconnect myself from you or from the group, because I feel like if I did, it would allow Satan to come back in and try to test me or tempt me to do something. So just staying connected to you, to the other members of the group, is therapeutic, it's healing, and it gives you tools to continue to kind of use to help you get to a better place, to stay in that good place, to grow from that place. So absolutely.
Yeah, that is so good. Talk a little bit about forgiveness. I know you had said something about forgiving others, but also the most important person, I believe you said, was you. Share how important that was as far as getting free and growing and receiving the healing you need.
Absolutely. Forgiveness is the key. You have to have forgiveness, and you have to have love for yourself and for others. And for me, I always forgave other people so easily and moved on, but it was the little girl in me that I never forgave, that I never said, you know what, it's okay that you were hurting. It's okay that you were, angry. It's okay that you were bitter. And it's okay that I forgive you because you're a part of me and I love you so much. So forgiveness is a key to the kingdom. It's a key to to your freedom. I mean, for your spirit just to be alive, you have to forgive. First, you have to forgive yourself, and then you have to forgive others. And in that process, love should be coupled with that forgiveness. Because if you can't forgive with love, then it kind of defeats the purpose.
Wow. What about your father and mother, especially your father? Have you forgiven him?
Oh, it was easy to forgive them because I love them so much. In spite of, what they were going through, the arguments, the separation, the drugs, the alcohol, I love my parents so much, so it was easy for me to forgive them. And coming to your class, and I always, I say this every time, you always said that our parents were children too, and then that makes my heart just realize that, hey, they are human. They made mistakes. They were only given what was given to them, and they did the best they could. And it made it easier because both of our parents loved us, so much. So it was easy to forgive them. And I wanted to forgive them.
Wow. That is so exciting. So it sounds as if forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door, the prison that you are in. Destruction of self-hatred, self-rejection, self-loathing. I remember a priest by the name of Henry Nouwen who stated in one of his books, he said, the greatest barrier to our emotional and spiritual life is self-rejection and self-hatred. And sometimes it's more difficult to forgive ourselves than it is others at times. Did you find that true in your life?
I did, Dr. Watkins, because I did not really understand who I really was. And so if you don't have an understanding of who you are, it's not easy to forgive that. But once you know who you are and you love and accept who you are, forgiveness can come easier. Because for me, I was what everybody else wanted me to be, instead of being who I wanted to be or who God created me to be. So, yeah, forgiveness can be hard, but it has to come with understanding and prayer and spending time with our Creator.